Good evening. In previous session, we have seen about formatting of strings. So in today's session, we are going to see about list concept in detail. Okay. So first, let us see what is meant by list. Already we have discussed about this list briefly when we are discussing about data types. Okay. So now let us see once again briefly about those lists now and in detail about the list concept. Now first, let us see what is meant by list. So if you are going to consider a list, it is having some properties. So till now what we have seen, basic fundamental operators, fundamental data types like int, float, next one is complex, and after we are having what, string. Okay, these are the basic things we are going to have. We can also have int, float, complex, string. Okay, so these are what single we can store here only, or we can say one element at a time. So but if you want to store group of elements at a time, we are having the concept of what, list. So here we can store group of elements, and also we are having some other things like tuple. Next one is we are having set, dictionary, and so on. So first we are going to discuss about list. That means if you want to store a group of elements, not only similar types, it may be any types. Okay, then we are going for the concept of list. So now in today's session we are going to see in detail about that list concept, right? So first I will discuss, 1 minute. Okay, so first let us discuss about what are the properties of this list. So if we want to perform, or otherwise if we want to group objects as a single entity, that means what, if we want to group all the objects as a single, what is meant by an object? In our Python, everything is an object. Int is an object, string is an object, next float is an object, complex is an object, bool is an object. Okay, and also everything is an object. So generally we will call it as a data type, but internally these are what, objects only. So we will discuss in detail about what is meant by an object in object oriented programming concept. So but first we have to understand what group of objects. If we want to group the objects as a single entity, then we have to go for what, list. So these are, list is having some properties. Those are, so first thing what we have to understand, we can group. That means what, if we want to store a group of elements, then we can use the concept of list. So first property, whatever the data or whatever the object or whatever the data type you are going to insert into a list, it is going to follow some insertion order. First point is what, insertion is followed. Insertion order is followed, or we can say it as insertion order is preserved. Okay, we are following some insert, it is going to follow some insertion order. So here this is first point. That means what, if you are going to insert any elements into this list, for example list 10, so whatever the elements you are going to insert into this one, it is going to follow some order. That means what, first I have inserted 10, so it will be in this location. Next element is what, 20, it will be in this location. Next element 30, for example, it will be inserted in order it is going to be inserted, so that we can say what, insertion order is followed. Next one, duplicates are allowed. Duplicates are allowed means what, for example, already I have inserted what here, 10 I have inserted here. Once again if I want to insert 10 here, I can insert. Reason is what, duplicates are allowed here. So a small example I will give when I am going to see in show in detail about this. Duplicates are allowed in programming. Okay, next one, next point is heterogeneous objects are allowed. Heterogeneous objects is nothing but what, here all the data types are same here. That means we can call it as a homogeneous. If you want to store heterogeneous means what, different types. So here this is which type, int type, this is which type, string type. If you want to insert any other type like float type, we can also insert. Reason is what, heterogeneous type of elements can be stored. Heterogeneous, that means what, different type of data. Otherwise we can directly say heterogeneous objects are allowed, or we can say heterogeneous values are allowed in our list. So these are three are Very important points, and we are having some more points are there. So next point is, so generally if you want to increase the size of the list, we can increase or decrease the size of, list. In which time dynamically we can do this one. Dynamically means what? At runtime. Okay, otherwise I can say we can increase or decrease the size of list. That means we can say it a list as a dynamic. It can be changed. Okay, it is not fixed, it can be changed. Next, lists are mutable. That means can be changeable. Okay, very important point. This one is, we can change the content of the list once we have created it. For example, if you are going to take a string, for example, string object I am going to take. Here I have taken Shiva as my object. The name of this one is what? S. So on this I am going to perform some operation. For example, Shiva dot replace of, I want to replace I value with some X, for example. Then what happens? New object is going to be created. For example, I am going to store in X. So new object is going to be created and I is going to be replaced with X. That because why it is going to create new object means, here string is what? Immutable. That means once we are going to create a string, it cannot be modified. Okay. Now what is meant by mutable? Mutable means the contents of the list can be changeable. That means, for example, if I want to remove this one and I want to place 20 here, it can be modified. Okay, but here if you are changing anything on the given string, it will be one more object is going to be created, and in that modifications will be done. Okay, this is one important point to understand. Next, how to represent a list. That means if you want to give a group of elements to the list, how it has to be represented. Already we know that square brackets. Inside the square brackets, we have to write the elements whatever we want with the separated by commas. Okay, I will show you. 10, 20, 30. Here what we can observe, by seeing these square brackets, we can understand that these elements, this is a list where I am going to insert these three elements. These three are separated by commas, so that I can understand what these three elements are different elements. So how many elements are there in the list? 3 elements are there. So indexes are from what? 0, 1, 2 only. So very important point to understand is, sir, we are having the concept of duplicates are allowed. If you are going to duplicate the values, how we can identify those duplicates? So how we can differentiate the duplicate elements? That means, for example, in your class, there is one class, roll number 1 is there, Abhiram is there, okay, and roll number 10 also Abhiram is there, for example. So how I am going to differentiate these two here? By using these roll numbers, I am going to differentiate these two persons. In the same way, here we are having what? For an elements, we are going to have an index. So by using the concept of this index, we can identify the duplicate elements, not identify the duplicate elements, differentiate the duplicate elements by using the index. That means what? Here index plays major role. When we are going to have the duplicate values, index plays major role. Okay. Next one, last point is, already we have seen the concept in our string also. That is, indexes will be the indexes for a list will be positive or negative. Okay. Negative indexes are positive indexes we can have for a list. So once again, I'm going to tell you briefly about this list. First one is list. First point, when we have to use the list, if you want to group the objects as a single entity. So if you are going for example, A equal to 10. Now tell me what A contains here. A is having only one value, no semicolon. A is having only one value. If I am going to take B equal to 10.5, B is having only one value. But if I want to group the different values, okay, if I want to group some values or some objects as a single entity, then I have to go to the concept of list. So we are also having this set, we are also having tuple, we are also having frozen set, we are also having dictionary. But first I am going for list. So all these are used for grouping the objects as a single entity, but each and every type is going to have some properties. Based on that properties, whether we have to use that or we can go to another, we have to decide it. That means, for example, now I want to group the elements. So if I want to group the elements, I have to go to which options? I am having the options called as first one is list. I can go to list, I can go to set, I can go to tuple, I can go to frozen set, I can go to, for example, dictionary also, for example. So these are the options I am having. So but why I want to go to list. Why I am selecting list means, whatever the data I want to insert into this list or into some data memory, it should follow some insertion order. So that I am coming for this list. If I go to set, what happens? It is also group of objects only, but it is not going to follow insertion order. But I want what? I want the elements to be inserted in a particular order. Then I have to follow what? List. So next, duplicates are allowed. So I want duplicates to be allowed. So I am going for what? List. In this, what happens if I am going to insert a duplicate? It is going to be only one. Duplicate value will not be shown there. Okay. In the same way, heterogeneous objects are allowed. In this, heterogeneous objects are allowed. In everywhere, heterogeneous objects are allowed. But what happens? I want these two properties main. So that I am coming for what? List. So all these are what? Group of it can have group of objects as a single entity. But why I am coming to this list means, these properties you have to understand. When I want to insert the elements in some order, then I have to come to list. If duplicates are allowed, I have to come to here only. Next, for heterogeneous objects are allowed. Next, if you are going to create any list, that can be increased or decreased the size. That means what? Size can be increased or decreased once the list is created also. And list is what? Mutable. What is meant by mutable? Once we are going to create the list also, it can be modified, or we can change the content of that list. Next, how to create a list? So to represent a list, we are going to have square brackets. Inside that square brackets, we are going to insert the elements what we want, and it has to be separated with commas. Okay. Next, last point is what? Here, indexes for the list can be positive or negative. So these are the important points we have to remember about the list. So mainly we have to understand what? So heterogeneous is same for all, so that no need of remembering this point. Positive index and negative index also no problem. Mutable is important point. Mutable, duplicates and insertion order are important. Okay. So why here we are going to increase the size and decrease the size? Because it is mutable. I can change. So here two things can be, we have to understand. Mutable, one thing is what? You can change the content of the list, can be considered as mutable, and size can be increased or decreased. It is also considered as what? Mutable or not. Two things we have to consider. The difference I will show you when we are discussing about set concept or frozen set concept. Okay. Now the thing what we have to remember, insertion order is preserved, duplicates are allowed. Next important point is mutable. These three are very important. Next, somewhat important are what? Heterogeneous objects are allowed. Next, increase or decrease the size of a list. And what? We have to use the square brackets. Anyway, if you are coming to the list, we have to remember all these points. Then we can go to examples. Okay. Right. Now let us go to examples. Once again, I am repeating because these points are very important, and generally used concept is what? List. Instead of all these things, generally used one is what? List only. So among these fundamental data types, string will be used generally, that means mostly, and this one list in our where we are going to store group of objects. In that concept, list is very important. So generally or mostly used data type is what? List, when we are going to group different type of objects. In the same way, if you are going to consider fundamental data types, in that we are going to use the concept of string only, string data type. So these two we have to understand in detail about these two. So already we have completed about this string data type. Now we are going to do we are going to see in detail about this list. Okay. So these points are very important. So for all these points, I'm going to take the example. Now see. So first point is what? Group of elements. First point is what? Group objects as single entity. So I will show you first. I want to show you what a equal to 10. Now if I show you a, what is it is having only single element. But now I want to show you a group of elements for a single variable or for a single identifier. A equal to 10 comma 20 comma 30 and also 40 I am going to take. Here what we can observe, here in this point what we have to observe means I am going to insert group of elements or group of objects together as a single entity. What is meant by single entity? All these are assigned to only A. Okay. So now see, if I press enter, if I show A, see what is there? If I print A here, what happens? Only one element is printed. But here, if I print A, group of elements has been printed here. And you have to observe one thing. Whatever the element I have given first, it has printed first. Second, second, third, third, and fourth, fourth. That means it is following what? Insertion order. So second point and first point are completed. First point and second point is completed. Next, duplicates are allowed. Now I want to show you duplicates. So let us take here 10. And for example, I will take 20 also. Two duplicates are there here. So if I see this one, duplicates are allowed. Okay. Whatever the duplicates I am inserting into this A, that are allowed, so that it is going to print those values also. Next point is duplicates are heterogeneous objects are allowed. Till now what I have considered, only int type of data I have taken here. But now I want to show you by taking some other data type like float, some other data type like complex. I want to take complex also. Next one, basic type is what? String also I want to take. Next I want to take bool type. A bool means what? True or false. So I am taking true here. So see, if I print A, what is going to be shown here? All the data can be stored here. Any type of data can be stored here. So these are which type? Int type. This is which type? Float type. This is which type? Complex, string type, and boolean type. So here by this example you can observe what? Heterogeneous values can be stored in our list. Next point, increase or decrease the size. So when we are going to use the concept of methods, I will show you how we can increase or decrease the size of a list. Okay, mutable also, when we are going for methods, I will show you. Next, this point is also completed when we are seeing the concept of what we can say, creation of a list. See here, square brackets, and inside that I am going to place the element which is separated by commas. Okay, so this is about list briefly. So when I'm going to create a list internally, what happens, I will show you. So I think these points are clear for you. Okay, right now, so I have created what? A list. For example, I'm taking four values, 10, 20, 10.5 for example, and here true is there, and I want to take Shiva in this one. So the name of this list is A. So here indexes are what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative indexes are what? -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. In this way, the indexes are going to be created. Okay. Now, till now, what I have taken here? Only I have taken what? Initially I have given the values, but if I want to take the values from the keyboard, just I will take the values from the keyboard. Let us see how to take the values. 1 minute. Okay, now you can observe. So just I want to take the list of items, so I can name it as a list, no problem. You can name it anyway, any name which is a valid identifier. So eval, what is the use of eval function? It is going to it can understand whatever the type we are going to give as an input. So for example, I want to ask the user to enter list of elements. For example, list of elements. So now see, now user is going to do what? He is going to enter list of elements. So just I want to print the list, that means elements of the list, and I want to see the type of that one. So type of list, that means whatever the type it is going to give, it is going to print it here. Okay, let us see the example. Right. Okay, so see, if I execute this program, you can observe clearly that First I will not give about the list. I will not give list. Just I will give a int or any type. So that first we will see the output for that. Okay. Okay. Now you can observe clearly. It is asking for me what? Enter the list of elements. I don't know how to insert the list of elements. So just I am giving 10 value. What it is going to print? 10 is which type? 10 is int type. So 10 is taken and 10 is printed, and it is going to give me what? Int type. Because why it is taking int type here? It can take any type. Because here I am using what? Eval. Next example, I am going to take float type. Float type also will be taken here. So see float type. If I take some other string type also it will take. String also, sorry, 1 minute. So here, okay, string has to be taken here. Okay, for example, okay, if you are taking the string or not, it is going to do what? By default, it is a string. But here, what eval function we have to give within a single quotes, because it has to understand that what it is. So I have to give what within a single quotes, or directly we can give what without writing this eval also. I can directly give, because default type is what? String type only. But if it is a eval type, it has to evaluate what you are going to give. So that I have to keep in a single quotes. Okay. Now I want directly I'm going to take list of elements. So by writing these square brackets, your eval function can understand that whatever the data I am going to give is a list. So 10 comma 20 comma 30 for example. Now if I press enter, what happens? So square bracket, it is in a square brackets. Group of elements are in a square brackets. So your interpreter can understand what? It as a list. Okay. So in this way we can read the elements from the keyboard. Okay. One more way I'm going to tell you, sir, if I want to take a sequence of elements, for example 1 to 10 or 0 to 20 or some random elements, just I can use the concept of range also here. So okay, see here, just I want to take list. This is what? These two lists are different, so I don't want to make you confused. Just I will take this one as a list here, sorry, L here. Just I will take this one as a L. Now see here, I want to take range. So RNG, range of 0 comma 10. You can understand clearly that what? If you are going to print range of 0 comma 10, so what range of 0 comma 10 is going to give? It is going to give the values from 0 to 9, as we know that. But here I am going to convert that 0 to 9 values into list, and it is going to be stored in L. So now if I execute this program, you can see the output as what? You can see output as 0 to 9 values are going to be stored in a list. How it is going to be stored in a list? Reason is range of 0 comma 10 means 0 comma 9 values will be taken, and it is going to be converted into list type, and it is going to be stored in L. That means now in L what are there? 0 to 9 values are there. So that L is going to be printed here, and here I'm going to check the type of the L. Okay, so this is the output. Okay, so now sir, I want to print only even numbers, sir, in a list. So directly in this I can take, so 0 to 10 I want to print even numbers, so I will take here 11. Okay, I'm having the concept of what here? I'm having step also I can take here. Now you can observe the output of this program. So see what are the numbers it is printed, it has printed. So 0 2 4 6 8 10. Just I want to print a even numbers, sir. What is meant by even numbers? Sorry, odd numbers. I will take from 1. So it will print what? It will take 1 minute. Okay. It will print, sorry, 1 minute. Okay, anyway. Okay, it has not been saved. Let us save it. Right, now see. What it's going to take? 1 3 5 7 9. Reason is what? Because I'm starting from 1, it is going to take up to 10, and it is going to step what? 2. After 1, 2 will not be printed, 3 will be printed. After 3, 4 will not be printed, 5 will be printed. In the same way up to 10. So we are going to get what? Odd numbers. Sir, if I want to take a group of numbers from 0 to 20, which are multiples of 3. For example, what we can say? multiples of 3. Directly I can take in this way. Multiples of 3 means what? 0 to, sorry, 20 I will take. Only multiples of 3. So if I save this one, I will save. Right. I will execute this one. We are going to get what? Multiples of 3. But here what we can say, 0 should not be considered here. Otherwise we can consider what? 3 into 0, 0. For example, from 0 I am going to take here. If you want to take the multiples from 3 onwards, to start off, I have to take values from where to where? From 3 I have to start here. Okay, from 3 I have to start and I have to save. Now see what happens here. 3, 15, 18. That means directly I can take the multiple values at a time. So here also we can use what? The concept of list. There is any program like if you want to take the group of numbers are going to be given sequentially and we have to separate division. It is a number divisible by 3, number divisible by 5, number divisible by 7. By using this concept, I can do that, no problem. Okay. So we'll see those examples also. Okay. Now see, now till taken, I have taken range of some values. That means group of numericals has been taken here. But now I want to take a string here, and I want to make. I want to take a string and I want to store it into our list concept. That means what? Just a string is taken. I want of S. Then automatically what happens? Shiva is going to be divided into individual characters and it is going to be stored. So now you can observe that. See, Shiva is going to be divided into individual characters and it is going to be stored in a list. Okay. Next, I want to take a string and I want to split that and I want to store in a list, for example. So I have taken the name and here I want to do what? I want to split it and I want to store in a. So if it is a string, what happens? If I do as it is, what happens? Individual characters are going to be divided. But I don't want to divide individual characters. I want to do what? I want to store first element of a list as Shiva, second element of a list as Ram, third element is what? Prasad, fourth element is Kollu, for example. So if I store in this way, what happens? Individual characters are going to be stored. That means what? S is separate, I is separate, and so on. So you can observe this one. So in this way, it is the space also is separated. It is also a string. Oh, sorry, one character. So it is separated here. But now what I want to do? I want the string to be separated based on the words. That means Shiva has to print it once, Rama, and so on. So that I'm going to use the concept of split. So by default, split is going to return a list. That means what it is going to split the string that is present in a S and it is going to be stored in list automatically. By default, split method is going to return what? List of elements. So now you can observe the difference between previous example and this example. See what happens here. Individual words are going to be stored. You can find the difference between these two. Sir, why you have not given any what we can say separator here? So by default, if you are giving or if you are not going to give the separator, by default it will be what? Space. If you want to give any specific separator, you can give. But now should be what? Space. So that I have not given anything here. So if you are going to give space also, it is going to work. No problem. Okay. So right, this is about the basic examples of your string. List. Now, one more doubt I have raised in our when we are discussing about list briefly in our data types. That is, can we have list inside a list? Yes, it is called as a nest list. The point is, first I will explain. We can have a list inside another list. That is called as nested list. That is, for example, I am going to consider n equal to, for example, this is one list. As we know that inside what we can write, list of elements I can write, or group of objects I can write. So list is also an object. That means what? Inside a list I can also have one more list. For example, 10 comma 20 comma, this is what? Again I am going to open some bracket. here it can be considered as what? It is a one more list which is present in list. This is a list which is present in this list. Okay. So for example, here I can take some 40 comma 50. So this is a list. How it is going to be created? So see, I'm going to draw this one, right? So what happens here? N, 10, 20. For example, this is what? One more list. So inside a list, it is going to create one more list. This is what? A string here. Here the value will be stored. And this is what? 40, and this is what? 50. What are the indexes? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is what? -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. Now, if I want to access 10, what I have to write? N of 0. We are going to get the value called as what? 10. If I want to access Shiva, this is what? One more list. So again, it will have what? Indexes. -1, -2. Now, if I want to access this list, for example, if I write N of 2, entire list will be printed. But I want to print only Shiva. Then I have to write what? N of 2 of 0. So I will show you that example now. Okay. So first thing what we have to observe here, we can have a list inside a list. That concept is called as what? Nested list. So directly I will take an example here. So for example, a equal to 10 comma 20. You can take any values, no problem. It may be different types also, but basically I'm taking integers only. Okay, comma 40 for example. So if I enter this one, so see, it is going to read the nested list also. So in this way it is going to print. In the same way I have stored here, I have written here. Okay. Now if I want to access the elements of a list, that concept I will discuss now. So this first point we have to understand what? We can have a list inside a list. The concept is called as what? Nested list. Now to access the element of a list, as we have seen in our string concept, here also same, that is what? Slice operator and index. So to access the elements, for accessing the elements of a list, element of a list, we are having what? We can access in two ways. First way is what? By using indexes. Second way is what? We can use slice operator. Already we know, we have seen in detail about these two concepts related to your string. So if you understand that concept directly, here also same implementation will be there. Directly we can explain here without going in detail, because already we know in detail. Okay, right. So first let us see about indexes. So for this example only, I will draw one diagram and directly I will access the elements by using the indexes. So same example I will take 10, 20, 30 for example. Here one more list I am going to take, 40 I am going to take, comma 50 I am going to take. So if I write in this way, what is going to be happen? A list is going to be created, right? Now first value is what? 10, 20, 30. Next one is what? One more list is there here. Okay, in that it is going to contain what? A string and a numerical. So it is 1. Next one is what? 50. So what are the indexes? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is what? Named as A. And negative indexes are what? -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. So internal, this is also a list. Okay. Again, it will be stored in the form of what? In this way, it is going to store. Indexes are what? 0, 1, -1, -2. So now let us access the values here by the indexes. I want to access the same list. Okay, or here, okay, same list I will take here once again. So A equal to, just I will take the same as 10, 20, 30. So that already the indexes are written here. Directly we can see that. Comma here I am going to take one more list. Okay. In this I am going to take only two values, for example. After that I have taken only one value, that is 50 for example. So now see, we have created a list of elements with a inner list also. That is a nested list. It is a nested list. So now I want to access this one. So first just I want to access by using the concept of indexes. Just I will write A of 0. So what is the value that is present in A of 0? 10 will be printed. Yes, 10 is printed. For example, A of -5. What is going to be printed? 10 is printed. See here. -5 contains what? 10 only. Okay. Now the concept is I want to show you a inner list, that is what nested list. The index is what 3. If I print 3, a of 3, what happens? One more list is going to be printed, because in that a of 3, what we are having in this third location, I am having a list. So that list is printed here. Now, if I want to print the individual characters inside that list once again, now the concept is where the inner list is present inside a of 3. If I select a of 3, what happens? This list is going to be selected. In that list, if you want to access Shiva, it is at which index? 0th index, or we can say it as a -2 index. So here directly I will take based on positive index, that is 0. Now if I write in this way, it is going to print what? Shiva. Okay. Next, if I want to print in a -1 also, negative indexes, minus what? See here, -1 means what? It will print what? 40. In 3, -1 is what? 40. So answer will be 40. If I print Shiva with minus indexes, negative indexes, so we will get with -2, because what? Negative index is what? -2. If I want to access this list with the help of negative indexes, for example, so what can I take? So -2, a of -2 gives you what? A of -2 is what? This list is going to be selected. In that list, what is the -2 means? Shiva. So that is going to printed as what? Shiva is going to be printed. So in this way, we are going to access the elements by using the index concept. So we can say that what? Here we are going to do what? Nested lists are accessed using nested indexing. So here till now, if you want to access the elements directly, we are going to take only one index only. But if you want to access the elements in a nested list, I am going for nested indexes. This is nothing but we can call it as a nested indexes. Yes, this is about how to access the elements by using the indexes. Now, about slice operator. Second one is what? Slice operator. Okay, I will take the same example. As we know, slice operator is going to have what? Syntax. Just I will write that syntax here. This is a slice operator. Inside this, it is going to be separated with what? Colons. Okay. So here, what I can take here? Start value. Next one is what? End value. Next one is step value. So as we have seen this concept previously, I will not go in detail, but whatever the points I want to highlight, I will highlight there. Whatever we somewhat important or somewhat complex points will be highlighted here, because all these concepts we know. So here what happens? Default, if I am not going to give any value for this one, default value is 0. If I am not going to give any value for this end, it is going to take what? Default last value of the default value is what? Last value of the index, or we can say length of the list. Okay. What is the default step? The default step is what? 1. That means if I am not going to write any, what I can say, default, if I'm not going to take any step, default it is going to take as what? 1. Now I will take a list of elements and I want to show you this slicing concept. Okay, right. Now see, just I will take a list of elements here. So many elements I am going to take here. 10 to 12 elements I will take for a small example to understand the concept. Just I will take 10, you can take any values, no problem. Different values I'm going to consider here. So I will take 10.5. Next one is what? True, for example, right? Next one, right? Next, I will take 40, 50, 60, for example. 1, 2, 3. Okay, right? Because I want to show you different examples on this list. Okay, right? These are the values I am going to take for A. Now I want to take what? Slice operator on this one. What is the name of a list? A. So A of, so that I don't want to take a start element, I don't want to take a last element. What happens? I don't want to take step also. What happens? List, all the elements are going to be listed like A. If I take A also, same output will be printed. Now the concept is, sir, I don't want all the elements. I want to take the elements 3 3, or what I can say, step as 2, for example. So step S2 means what happens? So first 10 will be printed. Step 1 means I will come here, but what I have taken step S2, so it will be printed. Next 10.5, next Ram, next one is what? 50, next one is Prasad will be printed. So in this way, step is going to be worked as we have seen in our index concept. So already we know that we can have what? Negative indexes also we can have. So here if I take negative, what happens? In reverse order, okay, and if I want to reverse the, for example, if I want to reverse the list of elements, see here, that means first Prasad want to be printed, next 60, 50, 40, Ram, True, 10.5, 30, Shiva, 20, 10. If I want to print in that way, just I will take what? -1. So -1 means what? It is going to select from backward direction, as we have seen in our strings concept. Okay, right. Next, what we can take? So these 2 points has to be highlighted. Just I will take some other values for start and all those concepts. 2, I want to take last element, just which is separated from. Okay, I will not take. I will take some 3. That means otherwise, let us take here 1 minute. From here I want to take. Okay, from here I want to take with step 3. See here, what happens? Shiva True 50 is printed here. That means reason is what? Step is what here? 3. That means from second location. That means what are the elements? This is 0, 1, 2. From here, step is 3. That means what? Step 1, step 2. 3 is what? True. Next one, 2 will be leaved and 50 will be printed. And there is no other thing to be printed for step 3. If I take same example for step 2. Okay, see what happens? Shiva 10.5, Ram 50, Prasad is printed. You can observe the step here. Okay. Next, if I take 1 colon, otherwise, okay, I will leave first one colon 10 here. This point you have to understand. Otherwise, small value will take 5 colon I have taken. Otherwise, step 1 I have taken. Here, what happens from this list? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to true it has to print. But let us see what it is going to print. It is going to print up to 10.5. Reason is what? End is always, if you are going to use some value in this location, it will be always -1. It will perform what? -1. That means it will taken only up to starting to 4 only. That is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to 10.5 only it is going to print. Okay. So this is about how to access the values by using the slice operator. So that I'm not going to discuss the same concepts what we have discussed in strings. So the whatever the concepts we have discussed in strings related to the slice operator will be same here also. Okay. So there I have explained in detail, so that if you explain the same concept here also, time is going to be wasted. Okay. I think the video is recorded for that session also. So if you want to see in detail about this one, you can see it there. Okay. Right. Now, next concept. Right. Now I told you what list is mutable. Now I want to show a point that why I can say list as a mutable. That means why I'm saying that I can change the contents. I can also increase the size and decrease the size. Both can be done. See here. First point I'm going to tell you. For example, if I can change this one, for example, if I can change this one, I can say this one as a mutable. If I change the content of this location, I can call it as a mutable. If I can change the size, it can also be considered as what? Mutable. That means size can be increased and the contents of the elements also can be changed. Content also can be changed. So this concept is called as what? Mutability. That means what? We can add, we can delete, or we can what we can do? Delete, change. So add, delete, change the elements. If we can add the elements, change the elements, delete the elements of a list, so we can call it as a mutable. So if you are going to create any list, in that list, if you can change, or if you can add, or if you can delete, that is called as what? The concept of mutability. So just I will show you what are the things. That means what I am going to add the things, delete the things, and I want to change the contents of the list by taking one small example. Just I will take a small example to demonstrate that one. So just I will take list. So I'm going to take some contents here, and I will replace and I will change. I will add some elements to this one, and I will show you. so that you can understand what is meant by mutability. So first I will print the list what I'm going to create, and later I will change the modifications and I will show you for every step. If I print the list, what happens? All the elements will be printed as it is. Now I don't want the name Shiva here, I want to change. So list of 0, the index is what? 0 only, equal to Vijay. For example, Vijay. Okay, Vijay is added. Now if I print list, what is going to print it? See here, the content is changed. That means what? In the same list, which where I have stored group of elements in a list called as list, in that I am going to modify Shiva as Vijay. The content is changed. Okay. Next, for example, in the same way I can do a different modifications also. List of 1 I want to change. For example, it has a Roy, for example. Okay. See here, if I print list, what happens? The Rama is also going to be changed. That means in this way I can modify the list. Okay. So for adding and deleting, we are having some methods. So when we go to those methods, I will discuss. But just I want to tell you what is meant by mutability means. I can change the contents. If we are going to consider, for example, I will take some string so that you can understand. Okay, I will take some string here. I will do what? I will replace. I will replace with sorry, S comma L, for example. Okay, see here, what happens here? It is changed as Liva, for example. Okay, I will store this one inside another string, for example, S1. If I do in this way, see here, if I print S, what is going to print? Shiva is going to print it. If I print S1, what happens? LIVA is going to print it. That means I want to check whether these two are in the same memory locations or not. So we are having what? ID of S. First I want to show you ID of S, ID of S1. Now see, these two are different. That means when I am going to talk about string concept, what happens? Initially string is going to be here. When I'm changing some modifications into the string, one more object is going to be created, which is pointing with S1. In this way it is going to store. Why here I cannot change the contents of the string? The reason is it is immutable. String is what? Immutable. If you are going to create once a string, that cannot be modified, but it can be pointed by any of the n number of references. For example, see now, I want to do same thing with R equal to Shiva I want to take. So you can understand here already Shiva is pointing with yes. So same thing I am going to create. What happens? ID will be same now. You can observe now. So ID of R, if I take same content, see here, whatever the address value here we are having, same address we are having here. It can be pointed, no problem here. N number of references can point to this one, no problem. But if anyone is trying to change the content will not be modified in this location. It will be modified and new object is going to be created. That is about string. What about our list concept? List is the modification will be done in the same location. That means, for example, here we are having some address for list 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 6, 7. For example, address is if here 10 is there, 20, 30 is there. For example, if I'm modifying here, that will be modified in the same location only. Okay, for example. But here what happens? A new object is going to be created for the immutable objects. But here list is what? A mutable object. So modifications can be done for the existing list only. A new list is not going to be created. Okay, right. This is about how to change the directly how to change by using the index. How to change the elements of a list by using the index concept. Okay. Now, okay, we will see how to add and how to delete by using the methods. Before going to that, I want to show you if I want to print the list of elements one by one, then I have to go for two concepts. One is the while loop and another one is for loop. Just I will show you that example how to traverse the elements. How to traverse the elements. For example, here I will take directly. Here in L, what we are having in L, I am having four things. One is Shiva, Rama, Prasad, and Kollu. That means what? first I will print the list of elements here, and I want to print list of elements separately by using for loop. For example, for I in where the list of elements are present in L, I want to print individual elements. So see here, just I will print I. So now here I can observe what output will be. First list of elements will be printed, and next individual elements from the list will be printed by using this for loop. Okay, just see the output here. So see, first list of elements are printed here. Next, what happens individually, the elements of list has been printed by using the concept of for loop. In this way, we can use what? We can traverse the elements from the list one by one. Sir, okay, I will take while loop here. Okay, for while loop also it is what? One by one it is going to print. Just I will take while loop for this one. So here, just okay. So before going to do that, just I want to take what? For controlling the while loop, I have to take some initial value, so that I am going to take I equal to 0, and next how up to where I have to print it, up to the end of that. So how to find the end element of a list or a string? By using the concept of len method. Len method is going to give you what? The length of the list here, where the list is there, L. So length of L. What is the length of L here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Size is 4. Indexes are from where to where? 0 to 3. So size is what here? 4. That means I less than 4. That means what? For 0. So I will increment the value inside. Okay. After completing this one, I will explain once. So just I want to print what? Print of where we are having L. L of I. Right. Now see what happens here. So I value is what? Initial I value is 0. 0 less than, for example, 1 minute. Right. Now see. Here I is what? 0 here. Okay. Len of L is what? 4. Len of L is 4. So is 0 is less than 4? Yes. So it will enter into this loop, and it's going to print what? L of I. L of I is what? L contains L of I is what? L of 0 is what? First Shiva will be printed. Okay. Next, what should be happened? Rama has to be printed. Where Rama is in first index, but I value is what? Only 0. If I want to go to first location, I have to increment the L value. So now L value is going to be incremented now. See. For that, I am going to write what? I equal to I plus 1. So otherwise, we can write what? I plus equal to 1. No problem. So if I save this one, what happens? Now, see. Now I value is incremented. Now I value is what? 1. So 1 less than 4. Yes, condition is true. So I'm going to print what? L of 1. That is Rama will be printed. Next Prasad will be printed. Next Kollu will be printed separately. That means here if I want to print individual characters, sorry, individual elements of a list separately, I can use for loop and while loop. Okay, or we can say that for traversing the elements of a list, we can go for both for loop and for loop and while loop also. Okay, see here. So same output is going to be generated here and here. Okay, right. So this is about how to traverse the elements of the list. Now I want to display a small example. Already we know about the indexes. So now I want to display the elements with positive and negative indexes. Just I want to write a small program, and I want to show you that. Okay, that means what? I want to show you the indexes also. So for every value, I want to show you positive index and negative index. So I have here list of elements are there here. So just first I will print the list of elements. Next I want to do what? First I want to find the length of the, just I want to use for loop. We can use while loop also. Just I want to use for loop now. So here I am going to use what? Length of L. So length of L is what? 4 it is going to take. Now what I want to do here, I can, that means why I have removed a while loop means I want to implement in different way, so that I have removed that one. So we can do with while loop also. So what here I am taking I in range of, same while loop also we can take as we have taken before, but I want to show I can use the range also here, so that directly I will take what? Range of n. Different implementation I am going to show you, so that I have removed that while loop. By using that while loop also we can do. Right. Now what I want to print? I want to print indexes. That is what? Positive index and negative index. So first I will print what? Positive index I want to print. So that positive, just I will take positive index is, okay. For what positive index is? For example, Shiva I want to print. Shiva positive index is I want to print. So where Shiva is present? In L of 0. So just here I will take what? L of I. For every loop it is going to change. L of I, just I have to take what? Comma here, and positive index is. It will print some element here, and next. What I have to write? If I want to print a index, I value is nothing but what? Initially I only. Sorry, I value, oh, sorry, I index is what? 0. So Shiva is present in 0 only. Positive index there is no problem. But if you want to take negative index, now observe here. Now here negative, otherwise just I will take this one in a separate one, okay. Same thing I will take here in another for loop, for example. Otherwise directly here I will take, no problem. Just I will take it as what? Negative index. First it is going to print what? Positive index, and next it is going to print negative index. Here the task is how to print the negative index. So what is the negative index for Shiva? -1, -2, -3, -4. Then I want to get here -4. How -4 will be given? Get here. I am using I value. What is the I value? Initially 0. Just I will write here so that you will get some clarity on this one. So what is the I value? 0. I want -4 instead of 0. What I have to do? 0 minus 4 equal to -4. Okay. 0 minus 4 gives you what? -4. Next, the loop is going to be rotated. I value is what? 1. Next, if I do I minus 4, I will get what? Next index, correct. Next 2 minus 4, I will give, you will get what? -2. Next 2 minus 3, I will get what? -1. So here the range of the, that means the elements in the list are completed. So we will get out of this for loop. So positive index is nothing but what? First what happens? I in range of n. N value is what here? Length of L is what? 4. So here 4 will be there. First time what happens? 0 will be taken here. So here I value what? 0 will be printed. Next loop 1 will be printed. Next 2, next 3. A range of 4 means what? It will take only up to 3. Positive indexes are printed. Negative indexes are in this way it is going to print. That means what I have to write here? This can be I. 4 where 4 value is? Sorry, here. What can I take? Sorry, here 3 and here 4. Sorry. Right. Here which value should be there? I value should be there and n should be there. So that here I am going to take what? If I want to print negative indexes, I have to take I minus n. I have to take. Then we are going to get what? Negative indexes. So just if you see output, you can get the clarity. So see what happens. Shiva positive index is 0, Shiva negative index is -4, and so on. It has been printed. So already we know about this concept. What happens? Why it is printed in this way? First I have printed list also, so that you will get a clarity on this one. So see, in this way I have printed. What is the index? 0. What is index? 1, 2, 3. What is the negative indexes from this side? -1, -2, -3, and -4. See the output. 0 and -4 for Shiva. 0 and -4 for Shiva. Next one is what? Rama. 1 and -3 is for Rama. So see, you can observe here. In the same way, 2 -2 for Prasad, and 3 -1 for Kul. Okay. So in this way, we can also print the indexes for the in the list. Okay. Right. This is about basic concepts of the list. In next session, we are going to see methods and functions that can be applied on your list. Thank you.